Good evening and welcome to Sporlitiks, where sports and politics mix and mingle. I'm Steve Johnson. Joining me tonight is Stephen, the independent thinker, and my cousin Todd.
Good Lord.
We've got a packed show for you tonight. Let me start with two congressmen, not one. Two congressmen have resigned this evening. Congressman Solwell from California, who was running for governor of California, he dropped out of his gubernatorial race and then resigned from Congress, as well as Congressman Tony Gonzalez from Texas. He sent his resignation into the governor. McElroy wins the Masters. President Trump has had the U.S. Navy form a blockade at the Strait of Hormuz, in which one or two Chinese ships have been able to pass through. Stephen, in NASCAR, we'll talk about what happened in Bristol. I think I got the video right this week, Stephen. Didn't do it on purpose. Vice President Vance's visit to Hungary to support Orban wasn't enough because guess what? He lost. He lost his presidential race. And President Trump's Veterans Administration agency killed a home loan program that helped vets. And now United States veterans are losing their homes. That and more, if we can fit it in. First up, NASCAR with Stephen. Stephen, let me get the video. Because last time you jumped all over me.
What in the world happened to Todd?
Last time you jumped all over me about
plastic surgery.
As if I had, purposely done that, which I did not. But let me pull this video. Where is it? Oh, here it is. At Bristol. It's kind of short.
Well, it's a short track.
Gibbs with the launch off the corner. Takes it high into turn 3. Blaney hugs the yellow line on the bottom, side by side. Ty Gibbs is a NASCAR Cup Series winner.
Great, fantastic finish.
All right, I don't know what was up with that short. It says jot down a script and notes. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
I think it's the teleprompter. I'm sorry, I had that up by mistake. All right. Stephen, NASCAR. What happened with Ty Gibbs?
Yeah, Bristol race on Sunday was very exciting. A lot of lead changes, a lot of wrecks, no injuries, a lot of great racing. That's what it's all about. And Ty Gibbs won. It's for the first time this year. Tyler Riddick's won 4 out of 8 races, so it's nice to have different people win now, and that's good to have Ty Gibbs win his first race. That's a small track. It's a half-mile track, and it's so fun. They had 3 smaller tracks on the road. That's the smallest one we have on the circuit. And they're going to start next week with Kansas, and then Talladega the next week. Kansas is 1.5 mile. Talladega is like 2.7 miles, 2.6 miles. So it's going to be a little bit different now. But this Kansas track is what I've called for years, like a cookie cutter. Most of the tracks in NASCAR are 1.5 miles. And the guys are going to be good there. And this is a track that if you even take him as a top 3 or take him as a win, you're going to do well with Denny Hamlin. This is a track that he can do really well at. He's doing good this year. His team that he owns is doing well. Both of his guys, Riddick is first. Bubba Wallace is in 8th place for points right now, and they've been very consistent, very great. The whole team, Denny has been good. So it's been a great year for them. They've really got it dialed in. So I'd be really surprised unless something stupid happens, like a wreck, an inadvertent wreck, something's not his fault, or a bad pit, somebody screws up in the pits, something like that. But I would go pretty much all in on Denny Hamlin this week, the owner of the co-owner with Michael Jordan of the Riddick and the Bubba's team. They got another guy in there, but I can't remember his name. He's just barely there. He kind of just rides around. But it's been interesting this year. We're going into 9th race. It's been a very good season. People have kind of, they put racing to the side a little bit. Like this track here holds about 140,000 people. They may have had 50,000 people there, which is a shame because it is a great race and it's a great race to see there. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but I hope they figure it out because they need all the support they can get to keep going.
Yeah, and the monies.
Yep, a lot of money.
The Masters. Let's talk about the Masters. And we are so glad that Tiger Woods is in Switzerland getting the help that he needs. But McIlroy, let's see how that went for him.
Repeat winner at Augusta.
That's his mom. That's his mom. This is his daughter. Okay, so I'll stop it there. Great time for him. I'm sure Tiger would have given him a run for his money. The Masters, we don't talk about it that often, but there was a gentleman who made it into like the top 20, and he was ranked like 3,000 and something. He was able to play against, alongside McIlroy, and I think that is incredible. That's what this country is about. Anyone want to make comments about the Masters?
Yeah, I was glad to see McIlroy win because he'd had some health issues. He'd had back issues, not been doing too well. I was kind of shocked. I knew he was up there. He was probably second in the betting way, so you could bet him. He was about second place in bet. But I didn't feel it. I was worried about his back. I thought he was going to slow down after a couple of days, but he's a real tough guy, and I think that's why he was so emotional. Everybody around him was so emotional that he won the race, but. But States, I'm going to have to disagree. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Tiger might have given him a battle, but Tiger is not going to be competitive anymore. I mean, even before the accident, Tiger don't have anything left, really.
That's so sad.
It is. Yeah, I love
really
that play.
He was a great player. He is a great player. He's still alive, but not an active. What I meant by that, active player. McIlroy said he credits his success to his parents and the sacrifices that his parents made for him to be able to play golf and do what he does.
Right.
All right. Anything, Aguna?
Yeah. So, I mean, hats off to him. I guess he's the fourth player to win 2 or more Masters or whatever. Outside of Tiger Woods was the last one to go back to back, I believe. But it definitely was, kudos for him. Congratulations to him for winning the Masters. I know it's always a tough course, but it's a prestigious win for him.
All right. Very nice.
Oh, you're on mute.
You see me just talking. I said anything else? Thank you. Thank you. I'm just talking. Anything else for sports? Unlike Stephen, Aguna, Keith, and Todd, I turn my microphone off when I'm not talking.
I do
I
too.
do. Yeah, I do.
Now she's going to try to make excuses while she just jacked everything up. But
What's wrong with you, Todd?
what? I just had a facelift.
I thought you had your ears lowered.
Yeah, toothache.
No.
Knowing you, that's a fashion statement.
Yeah, we thought it was just fashionable.
But while we're talking to Todd, we'd like to wish his mother 100 years old. Happy birthday. She is 100 years old today.
She's
Beautiful thing.
She's not. She's 80.
Oh, Lord.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Because Mama don't want everybody to know she's 100. She told him to say 80.
No, she's not. She's proud of it. I think he doesn't want people to realize how old he is.
Oh, please. She oh, that's funny. Moving on.
All right,
Let me
thank
move
you.
on. Happy birthday to my Aunt Ruby, the matriarch of our family. But let me move on to
Get out the camera.
I thought you all wanted to see my. Well, never mind.
What
I thought
happened?
you were
You
doing
cut your
mummy.
beard.
The mummy.
No.
all right. He'll do anything for attention. Let's move on.
Absolutely absurd.
Surprise.
Offensive. I think a lot of Catholics back in the U.S. were really upset with what he said. I grew up as a Catholic person, and I think he needs to keep his nose out of religion. He's telling the Pope what to do. He's telling the Pope how to do his job.
The Pope is the stronger man than Trump. It's just ridiculous, because if the Pope is not speaking about peace, he's not taking care about every people in the world, he's not the Pope. So that's strength, that's not weakness. And in Iran, it's hard to say what's happening now down there. You have people which are suffering. You have a regime which is quite critical. So it's hard to say anything about that.
I think that Trump thinks that an American Pope is somebody who tends to be subservient to the US in any case. But this is not the case. A Pope must be a Pope. He must respond to a wider community.
What he said about the Pope, I think, is absolutely absurd.
Okay, so President Trump made some comments about the Pope. The Pope has what? Like 100 million. I don't know why I hear all this going on in somebody's background. The Pope has like 100 million. What is that I hear? Has 100 million.
She keeps pausing at 100 million.
And President Trump has three. How many citizens America?
340 million.
So the Pope has like triple that, right?
Yeah, everybody should go on mute though.
Oh, now you want them to go on mute. So it's 1.422 billion Catholics in the world.
Right.
So let's start with okay, now the sound is gone. I don't know what was going on. The sound is gone. Let's start with Keith and then Aguna, Stephen, and Cousin Todd about the comments that President Trump said about the Pope and how this is distracting and it shouldn't continue. Keith?
Well, I'll be glad to respond to that. First of all, okay, the Pope is an American citizen, I guess, so he has a right to, express his opinion. But Trump also has a right to, express his opinion. And the Pope attacked the president as well. He said some things about the president's policies and so forth, and the president has a right to respond to that. So I think that's touche, it goes back and forth. And I'll just also say that I think the Pope needs to really focus on, his house. When I say that, I mean, these priests that he's supposed to be over, all these priests that have messed around with boys and so forth. So anyway, that's what I have to say about that.
Jesus.
Okay, then who's next, Stephen?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Trump's messed with a lot of boys and girls and everything else, but I don't see you complaining about him. I think Trump should just be a little bit more classy than that, but he can't be. He should just be a little more classy. The Pope says something like, "I just don't want innocent people to get killed. I don't think it's the right way to go. I think it's wrong for the United States Israel to be doing this." Whatever he says, then Donald could be like, you know what, the man is very close to God. He has his opinion, and that's cool. And I'm trying to do the right thing myself, and I'm not perfect. I'm a fallen person, whatever you can say. But I think it's just so crass and so rude, and just why does it have to be that way? But it's his personality, it's what he does, and that's why he does all of his policies and everything are the same way. This is the essence of Trump, and it's really annoying, and it's really just pathetic. And then the picture that he put out, the AI picture of him, it's a pattern with him that's just it just seems like he's more in a decline than he's ever been. And he's always been a little shaky, but I mean he's going downhill fast. And so I think we'd be better off if we just got rid of him.
Thank you. So this AP article you can see here. I still hear a bunch of stuff going on. I'm going to put everyone on mute. Okay. Now I don't hear anything. Surprise. The AP article shows that President Trump says he was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. I think he's very weak on crime and other things, so I'm not going to apologize. Aguna. Stephen is clapping with that. Aguna, your comments.
While Aguna is making his comments, why don't you put up the picture that Stephen just alluded to? Okay.
Oh, am I back? Okay.
Yes.
It's on me. Yeah, so it's so funny what Keith said, because he didn't say what the Pope said. He just said he spoke against Trump policies, which is not true. He wasn't even talking. He said, hey, I just want peace. And so, again, you have, Catholics, I was raised Catholics. And so we look at the Pope as the vicar of Christ on earth. And what that means is Christ-like representative. Not that he's God, but he kind of represents what it is to be Christ-like and forgiving and wanting peace and caring about human life and things like that. And so for Trump to come out and be critical of that speaks to, a disrespect to not only just the Pope, but to the religion as a whole. And a lot of Catholics have supported Trump, especially based on his anti-abortion stance. And for him to come out and just go back and forth with the Pope. I mean, of all people, why are you trying to battle the Pope? And then to come out and say, well, Trump is an American citizen, just like the Pope is an American citizen. We can say what we want to say. We hold certain people to a higher standard. Our politicians, our leaders lead through example. And to go against a religious leader for requesting that people come and talk and have dialogue versus war, he was actually being anti-war, which was what Trump was talking about prior to getting into office. And for him to come out and go against the Pope like that, and then to Stephen's point about this this meme or whatever, again, it's in very poor taste. It speaks to a deeper problem when you're saying, hey, I am like, you're trying to put yourself, on the level of this cult like following thing. And he doesn't have to do all this. The problem is, if Trump would have taken office and not done anything, he could have taken credit for the economy coming back around, because it was slowly coming back around. He could have taken credit for, the deficit reduction, because we're spending way more under Trump than we did under Biden with these wars and these tariffs and all this other stuff. So it's almost like self-imposed wounds, and then he's going to turn around and try to fix it. And then, again, we haven't got to the part where we're talking about Iran situation, where he's just looking to just fish and cut bait a little bit. But this whole thing about merging this Christ-like ideology, image with himself speaks to a higher problem, and it's about empathy and being able to. I mean, they showed the Easter egg roll where he's up there with the Easter bunny in front of the kids talking about blowing up Iran and stuff. So I mean, it just speaks to a broader problem with messaging around what the president is doing.
Okay, Cousin Todd.
The vice president too. I wanted to bring him in on this. How he said the Pope should stick to morality issues. And and he's supposed to be a Catholic. It just shows you how dense these people are. It is a morality issue. And the Pope always talked about not having wars, having peace treaties, having a dialogue as opposed to going to war. That's his job. And Keith, who is a flip-flopper and who will bend over backwards for Trump, knows this. He used to talk like this. No war, peace, be peaceful. It's the Christian way and blah, blah, blah. Now, and so did Stephen. Always peace, not war. But now Keith has gone insane. And whatever Trump does is all right with me. Huh? The Pope is saying no more wars.
Okay, do you want to talk to this picture, please?
Yes, I was getting to that. No more war. The Pope
is
saying
take an hour to get
no
to
more wars, period. And as she's repeated herself like 20, 30 times. Anyway, the Pope was saying no more wars. That's what he does. And that's what Jesus, see that picture? Jesus would say the same thing. And Keith knows that. And for him to dress up like this, as if he's Jesus, which makes me think, what is Keith and Stephen thinking about? You voted for this person. And at least Stephen was smart enough to say, oh, no more, I quit. But poor Keith is just the Lulu. Poor thing.
Okay, thank you. That means I guess you stopped and we can move on. Thank you. Let me share my next screen.
A választási eredmény számunkra fájdalmas, de egyértelmű. A kormányzás felelősségét és lehetőségét nem nekünk adták. A győztes pártnak gratuláltam. Hogy a hazánk és a nemzet sorsa számára ez a ma esti választás, és mi ennek a mélyebb vagy magasabb értelme, azt most nem tudjuk, ezt majd az idő eldönti. De akárhogyan is alakult, mi ellenzékből is és a magyar nemzetet fogjuk szolgálni.
All right, so we remember we talked about we talked about Orban, and we talked about last week, we talked about Vice President Vance going to Hungary and calling President Trump up on the phone, kind of campaigning for Orban. And here we see Orban lost, and what you just saw was his concession speech in Hungarian. We have no business in other countries' presidential elections. That's first. In terms of supporting one candidate as opposed to another, that may affect our relationship with that country, as a part of that country is a part of NATO. And that's very important. So Aguna, I'll let you talk on this Orban loss and what it means for Trump, because we think that Trump was kind of following Orban's lead, looking to stay in office longer than his term allows. Aguna.
Yeah, I mean, Orban was always a big proponent of Trump. And so Trump was returning the favor by sending J.D. Vance, which I think was a setup over there to campaign for him. It actually made his campaign worse by trying to be more populist. And, you know, there was a last ditch effort there to kind of go over there and and rally some votes. And they voted him out. And, you know, the thing about Urban that you got to be mindful of is he loaded the courts. He did a lot of things that people are saying is the Trump model, where your elections and officials and all the inside trading. And Hungary has one of the worst economies in the world. And a lot of it was because of some of his leadership and some of his authoritarian principles. So for J.D. Vance to go over there, you know, it's not a good look in the sense of, you know, J.D. Vance is probably going to look to go run for president in 2028. So for him to go over there, it gives Trump plausible deniability for the loss. But at the same time, it also is like, hey, I was trying to throw my Make America Great Again MAGA movement behind him, and it didn't work. And then, of course, he went to Pakistan, and the deal fell through. So he kind of set J.D. Vance up a little bit from like looking like a little lapdog going from one botched effort to the next. But to your original point, the U.S. has always meddled in other elections, right? Now, never to the point where
not blatantly
going out and campaigning like J.D. Vance did.
Never.
There's always some diplomatic effort behind. Again, we set up dictatorships in Central America. You know, Saddam Hussein was kind of supported by the U.S. prior to falling from grace. So it's not new. However, for this administration to do that in this way is a little.
We've been horrible.
Given that totalitarianism,
Gaddafi.
You're putting your head behind a dictator in this, and we're supposed to be like this shining beacon on the hill for democracy.
We're not.
All right.
We set people in different countries. That's how we screwed up Iran. We set them up. They had somebody who was elected, a real election, and we put somebody in there that we wanted in there because they would go with oil. They would let us use their oil. So that's what we've done it forever. We have not done anything right. The country's not done anything right, man.
Wow.
That's why they're mad at
it. Speaking of Iran, let's play this and talk about where we are with the Strait of Hormuz.
Since President Trump imposed his blockade on the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this all started, of course, with Iran saying that they were going to be blockading the Strait of Hormuz until the U.S. and Israel stopped their attacks against Iran. Ever since those negotiations, the direct negotiations between the U.S. and Iran and Pakistan failed over the weekend, President Trump has said that he was imposing his own blockade, preventing oil and gas and other ships going back and forth to Iran in an effort to try to strangle the Iranian economy and subdue them that way. So far, it doesn't look like it's working. Already, 2 ships have passed through the Strait of Hormuz, both of them sanctioned by the United States, and nothing seems to be done about them. One of them was a Chinese ship. Now, China has been particularly concerned about the Strait of Hormuz because it relies in part on Iranian oil, one of the few countries in the world that does so. And energy analysts have said that there's a real risk here that because oil is a globally traded commodity, while these price pressures that the U.S. is imposing with its blockade on Iranian oil sales and any other revenues they're getting might actually hurt the Iranian economy quite a bit. It could also have the effect of driving up oil prices worldwide. Oil is a globally traded commodity. So even if sanctioned oil that only goes to a couple of different countries, if the price increases for that, it will increase globally. So this could have a further knock-on effect of further raising the price of oil, further snarling up international trade, while not actually resolving the impasse over the Strait of Hormuz and America's continuing war with Iran. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
All right, so this is the problem, and let's hear from Stephen first. I mean Keith first, then Stephen, then Aguna, cousin Todd. There seems to be no particular way, no exit strategy. Almost looking like a no-win situation for the United States. How do we get out of this and Trump not feel like he lost? Because I think he does not send over troops and military equipment for nothing. He sends it over to do something. And we know we're on this 2-week kind of hiatus or a 2-week cooling down period. But when it's over, we're going to have to deal with the troops, the paratroopers, and all the other troops that have been sent to that region. Keith?
Well, first of all, I don't think at all that we are losing or that we are, as you said, you mentioned that how do we get out of this or that? It's going to work out because Trump already is going into the second round of peace negotiation talks. And the fact that Trump wants to do that.
That would mean the
gives
first
you a
talks
sign.
failed, right?
Well, if you say it failed only because Iran caused it to fail.
Yes.
We didn't
Okay.
fail. We didn't fail. In fact, I don't even believe that the second round is going to work because Iran does not.
So then
want
the
peace.
second one will fail.
Okay. Well, let me finish my talk, my
Okay.
statement.
But you're
I
back
want
and forth. But okay.
No, I'm
go
not back
ahead.
and forth. I'm trying to make a statement. I said I don't think it's going to. I think that if anything fails, it's Iran because they don't want peace. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And as long as they don't want peace, we're going to have to we should just wipe them out, the leadership of Iran, and just wipe it out.
We already
I'm
did
talking
that.
about the leadership. We
We
need
already
to
wiped out the leadership. Now you want to wipe
Trump
out
they
the
have a new
said he
leadership.
wiped 40.
They have a new leadership. Yeah.
You want to wipe
Their
them out
leadership
him out
is just
too.
as bad.
And then
Their
the next
their
group
new,
that comes in, wipe them
their
out.
new
It's like
leadership is just as
whack-a-mole. You're
bad.
not one
Are you
They
guys
call it
brain
mowing the
dead?
lawn.
Are you guys brain dead? I
Side.
said, are you brain dead or something? I said that
No, you're just not making a point.
the new leadership is just as bad. Okay.
So you're going to kill
So
them, and they're going to
they
grow,
need to
and
take them
somebody
out.
else is going to be there.
They need to take them out. I'm sorry.
And so you're
But
going to
that's it. Let the
continuously
people
kill their
elect.
leadership.
Let the people elect their own leaders. They didn't elect these people. Okay, so that is the
Neither
point
did
I wanted to
we.
make. Did they elect them? And
He wants to
Trump
let
is
Trump
more for peace
install
than anybody.
somebody.
Actually, they did.
Let him
And Trump
install
wants
somebody
peace
that'll
more than
work with him.
anybody. And I
Okay.
can see why, let me just make this comment. It's really good. I'm going to say this positively for the show, the sake of the show. It's wonderful to see that everyone is quietly at peace because now Brother Stephen is on your side. He's on the left. So that makes it very peaceful.
Not on the
Hallelujah.
left.
I like to hear that. That's good. All right, go
I'm
ahead.
not on the left or the right. I'm independent. I'm the independent thinker. I always have been. That's why I can jump on Trump or jump off Trump or jump to something, anything that makes sense and it feels like it's right for the country. That's where I'm going to go. That's what it means to be an independent. So we never should have started the war there. Keith, you don't understand. We started this war. Iran's sitting there minding their business. They don't want a war. They don't want to kill us. For 40 years, we've heard they want to blow everybody up. They don't want to do anything. All they want to do is live their lives. Their civilization has been around for 6,000 years. We've been around 250 years. For 247 years, we've been at war. Only thing we've done is colonize and everything like that. And that's what we're doing in Israel. Israel's taken over the world, the entire world, and we're their muscle. We're their army. And that's what we're doing. So we cowardly attack Iran while we're trying to talk to them, negotiate with them. We cowardly sniped them, blew up the school, blew up a bunch of little girls. But we're the good guys. I always want to be the good guy my whole life. But when I was born, my dad was in the military. I know everything about it. When I was since for 40 years, almost my entire life, we're the good guys. We're the good guys. We're not the good guys. We're not Superman.
Okay, thank you.
No, wait a minute. One is he said that Iran wants to kill everybody. They don't. Iran wants peace on earth. That's what they want. They're the good guys. We're the bad guys. Thank you, Stacey.
Okay, and that's that's your opinion, and it does not represent the opinion of this show, Sporlitiks.
It doesn't represent the opinion of the show. You ain't thinking for yourself independently because we're the bad guys. We're attacking them.
Well, wait a minute. Before Guna, while we were on Stephen, you also said something earlier that Stacey didn't catch, but I think you were making a joke, but you can't make jokes like that. You said, I think somebody should get rid of Trump, and you can't make jokes like that.
No, I say somebody should get rid of Trump.
Yeah.
We can't.
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I think we should do the 25th Amendment. I don't think anything should happen. I want Trump to die in a jail cell. I don't want anything bad to happen to him besides
Thank
that.
you for clarifying.
But Stephen, I'm going to say this: the reason why you voted and Keith voted for Trump was the exact reason why he's doing what he's doing.
That's not true. He said he wouldn't take us to war.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Your main priority, if you go back to the shows and you listen to yourself, one of the main things you were saying at that time was the left is evil. The left is this. The left is this. Left is left. Or they're going to destroy America. They're going to the left.
They still are. They still are. Left is bad.
Okay, let me finish my point. And so what he's doing, a lot of the things that he's doing, more so than all the policy things that you don't agree with, he's taking it to the left. That's why Keith has gone back on his constitutional stances time and time again, because he likes what Trump is doing as far as trolling the left. All these memes of him and Jesus, all these things that he's saying at the Easter egg roll, all these dang on get out the streets, you bastards, and all this other ranting that he's doing, it's bringing out and invoking certain emotions on the left. And that's the number one policy that all of the MAGA folks love, is what he's doing against the opposition. And if you look at all of this, more so than, the tariffs, no conservative in their right mind has ever supported tariffs until they found out that tariffs piss off the liberals. That's when tariffs became good. So when you look at Keith comes on here, he only this taking it to the left stuff will get somebody who claims to be Christian like Keith to talk bad about the Pope, who has dedicated his life for religious reasons. Again, it's about the left. And it's sad because now you're compromising a lot of your morals.
Donald Trump said he was anti-war when he reneged on that.
You also said that the left doesn't care about that.
He said he was anti-war. He said Kamala Harris will start a war with Iran. You better vote for me. And everybody in his cabinet said, you better vote for me because Kamala Harris is going to, he disappeared. Because Kamala Harris is going to take us to war. Hey, no, I didn't vote for that. I didn't vote for everything that he's doing right now. Like you said earlier, Aguna, like you said earlier, if he had done nothing at all, he would have won. We would have won everything. If he just stayed on the path that he said he was going to do, we would have stayed with him. But he turned his back on us.
So he's doing what you wanted him to do. You wanted him
No, he's not. I didn't want to go to war.
All this stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Thank you. I gotta move on.
Wanted him to troll the left. That's the number
I don't care about the left or the right. That's not what I'm saying.
Yes,
I want him not to go to war to troll the left.
But no. But you prioritize that over.
But the left. But right, we've all been manipulated that way because we've been deciding the left and the right. We can't be left or right anymore. Aguna, we got to be together.
But what did you think he was going to do? He ran all his businesses in the ground, right? He bankrupted his businesses. He turned on a lot of his.
Guess what? He's made $4 billion since he's been president. Him and his family's made $4 billion since he's been president. But you know what we said about Joe Biden.
Okay,
you know
so
what we said about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden.
Okay, excuse me. Let me ask you this, Stephen.
But that didn't matter to you.
Aguna, Stephen mentions that President Trump made $4 billion since he's been in office, and I remember you saying, Stephen, that you didn't like Hunter Biden's laptop and Hunter Biden making all the money he made in Ukraine, but yet
I'm consistent. I don't like the Trump's doing that.
Yet President Trump's son-in-law signed a $1 billion deal with Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And you're not
had a lot of those relationships in place prior to the election.
All of that. I don't think his son-in-law has any business there. I think his son-in-law is a bad person. He's a horrible person.
Yeah, but you didn't say that when he was doing
the election.
I haven't loved Jared Kushner since the first time I laid eyes on him. There's things about it, but you know what? The left had been so bad. The left has been so pro. I'm all about helping kids like Michael Jackson, not hurting the children. The left is so high on cutting off the genitals and breasts of underage kids. That's away. Y'all are not right about that.
No, who told you that?
I got to
You
move on.
just assume that because of the policies that were fed to you.
With Colin Jost.
That because of the propaganda was fed to you, you made that a priority versus what Trump was.
It is a priority to me. I don't think it's cool, man. I don't think it's cool for people to do little children.
That's a priority? But you think that's a priority for the left?
Okay,
It's a priority for you.
Excuse
but you
me.
think that the liberal policies make that the number one priority of the left to support that type of stuff?
But they're big on it, man.
But see, there you go. So you made an assumption.
But that's not the only thing. It's a lot of things that the left does.
But all of those things, if you roll up all the things that you had against the left, right? You felt that Trump was the number one person to stop all that. And
but it was wait a minute. Before the election, there was 80-20 issues, and we had about 90% of them on the right. There was 80-20 issues, like boys in girls' bathrooms. Okay. We were 80%, 85% of us didn't want that in this country. So Donald Trump was on the side of 80% of the issues. That's why we voted for him, because
okay, you got to stop.
Because the left is so bad.
You got to stop. Thank you.
All right, stop it, Gunnar.
Paul says, how does Keith feel about Trump depicting himself as Jesus? Doctors don't have glowing light emanating from their hands. Well, we'll let Keith come back on. And it's very disturbing when Keith goes on and off like 3 or 4 times. But when he comes back on, we'll ask him that question. Paper Doll.
You can answer that. He said it doesn't matter. He basically said that, the Pope is a U.S. citizen. Trump is a U.S. citizen. Trump can say whatever. He has no moral high ground or authority.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen. We have to move on. We had a statement from the First Lady. Let's listen to this.
Controversy is back in the public spotlight after First Lady Melania Trump's surprise statement about the convicted sex offender. CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns has been following the fallout. Caitlin.
Good evening, Jerika. Well, if the First Lady was trying to quell questions about potential links to Epstein, she may have only invited new ones, including from some Epstein survivors.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today.
With questions still swirling about why the First Lady decided to make her stunning White House statement, her senior advisor offered this explanation.
Think about it. All day long, lies and innuendos are coming through the media about the First Lady, and she just wanted to set the record straight.
Mrs. Trump acknowledged that she was in the same social circle as Epstein and his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell, but insisted she had no knowledge of his crimes. She urged Congress to act.
I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing.
But that's something many Epstein survivors don't want.
If you were invited to testify before Congress, would you want to?
I've shared my story so many times. I am happy to share it again with the DOJ. I don't feel like I need to sit in a public arena and do that. It just makes a spectacle.
Survivor Danny Bensky says that burden shouldn't be on them.
Like, we have a DOJ, we have the FBI for a reason, and we just really want them to do their jobs.
And tonight, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee said that he agrees with Melania Trump and that his panel is planning to have congressional hearings with the survivors. Jerika.
Caitlin Huey-Burns.
So what do you think about that, Cousin Todd? Should it fall on the survivors or not?
They don't want to do a public hearing, and they shouldn't have to. Pam Bondi should have interviewed all of them by this time, and she didn't. And it's obvious why. And because she was serving Donald Trump and not serving the people. And so, but this is what happens when you elect a dictator like this, and you vote for him thinking he's going to be this messiah. And he's not. And for Stephen, In the past, Stephen, you have said those things about evil. Tar, you're evil, and on and on, and now you're on this kick. I don't know why about the bathroom issue and the genitalia and boys playing girl sports. And I told you this before. Those are dumb issues that do not affect Americans. I asked you, how many trans people are there in the United States playing girl sports? You didn't know, so I told you less than 1%. So therefore, it's a non-issue. Don't make it an issue when it's not. This is what they want you to do, Stephen. Just
I'm
like you were
talking
saying.
about messing with children when it comes to transgenders. That's my only thing that I care
Just
about.
like you were saying before, if you're against Israel, you're against the United States, you should be hung and shot. And this is the same nonsense, Stephen.
Well, Stephen, you did say that, and I can roll the video back.
I didn't say if you're against Israel.
Yes, you did, and you said you should
Yeah,
be
you
tarred
did.
and feathered.
You
And then
did.
you
Want me to
pretend. I
play
don't
the
remember
video
that.
for you?
Yes, he did.
No, play Aguna when he said when the war started, it only lasted a couple of minutes. You never play anybody else. You never try to embarrass anybody else.
No,
So
they don't say
I was being sarcastic.
That's going to be about a minute and a half.
They didn't say I didn't say it. You said I
That's
didn't
right.
say
And
it.
I don't remember saying that. I remember
Stephen, you're
probably
right.
what-
Stephen, you're right. Aguna did say it's going to be over in just a few minutes, and he
Right.
was absolutely wrong.
Right.
It's not
And
gonna be over.
I was being sarcastic.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what the context was when I said it. I'm not sure if it was just about Israel or if it was about America helping Israel. I'm not sure.
Hey, who's
I'm
that?
not-
No, we couldn't. Anything we
Who's
said
that, Stacey?
that we said, hey,
That's
Israel
about
needs to
you.
slow down and not attack people. You said we were anti-Semitic because we're saying Israel, you can't dictate U.S. foreign policy. You
Okay,
basically
I don't know.
said that we
I
were
don't
anti-Israel.
remember, but
Let me
that's
answer that.
it's my.
Go ahead and answer that.
Hey.
Well, I can't see it. It's too small. What does he
It
say?
says how does Keith feel about Trump depicting himself as Jesus? Doctors don't have glowing light emanating from their hands.
Well, there have been other saints as well that have been depicted almost like that.
Calling
Saint
Trump a
Peter,
saint?
Saint Peter. You know, they think of him, those saints, as very honorable and so forth.
So what is the
I
definition of a
don't
saint?
have.
You
in
know a
fact, we
definition
did
of a
not,
saint? Saints are
but-
ordained by the Catholic Church, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be
What about
ordained a
Mary?
saint by the
What
church.
about Mary? How about Mary? She's sacred of all women, and yet Mary is not a saint. In
So
the
you're
sense
comparing
that, we
Mary,
are.
you're comparing the Virgin Mary to Trump.
No, I'm comparing the Virgin Mary to Jesus. They're saying that Trump is like Jesus, based on that picture or that graphic.
Trump
And
is like
so
Jesus.
I am
I
saying
don't think you
you
know
can
what
look
you're
at
talking
Mary
about,
the
Keith.
same way. So what are you
Who
complaining
is
about?
they? Who is they?
You, all of you that seem to
No,
think Trump is
Trump put
depicting
that
himself as
picture
Jesus.
of himself as Jesus.
Okay,
Yeah, we
so
don't-
what about
Did
Mary?
put her picture as Jesus? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
Mary has been exalted to such a high degree.
No, but
you
did
would think
Mary
that she
post
is
a
like an
picture
angel.
of herself as
Mary
Jesus?
didn't do that to herself.
no.
Others did.
That in other words,
No.
my
Trump did
answer
this
is
for himself.
my
Trump
answer
posted it
is
on it, so
nothing.
you're trying to circumvent the accountability. He posted that of himself.
No, that's nothing.
He admitted he
That's
posted it
nothing.
himself.
That's nothing. Okay,
That's
look, he
nothing.
Why
took
is
it
that
down.
nothing?
He took it
But
down, but look, I don't think that's as bad as those who are ministers who seem to think that they are greater and higher than Jesus
Okay,
by
listen,
their
Aguna,
by their
He's
listen
double
to
theology.
talking.
me.
No, I want him to explain.
No.
his
No,
double
he's
talk.
not.
We don't have
You
enough
asked
time.
me. You
Trump
asked me
is
what
Double
I
already-
think.
talking.
That's what the person asked me.
Keep
The
digging
person
yourself
asked
in
me.
deeper. Keep digging
Trump
yourself
has
The
deeper.
person
already
wanted my
answered.
opinion. That's
Trump
my
has
opinion.
already answered this, Aguna.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
I could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and not lose one voter.
Well, that's my opinion. You don't like it, so what? I
April
don't care.
14th, 2026 at
There's nothing to do with opinion.
11:59
I'm
p.m.
just getting
Eastern
you to
Standard
speak for
Time.
yourself.
It has been my privilege to serve the residents of Texas's 23rd Congressional District. Signed sincerely, Tony Gonzalez, Member of Congress.
The chair lays before the House a communication.
The Honorable, the Speaker, House of Representatives, sir. I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes and judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegations made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make. I am aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong. But it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties. Therefore, I plan to resign my seat in Congress effective at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on April 14th, 2026. I will work with my staff in the coming days to ensure they are able, in my absence, to serve the needs of the good people of the 14th Congressional District. Signed sincerely, Eric Swalwell.
All right. Let me play one more.
Breaking news this afternoon, Congressman Eric Swalwell is now a former congressman. His resignation letter was just read on the House floor. Let's hear it.
The Speaker, House of Representatives, sir. I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes and judgments I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegations made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make. I am aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong. But it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties. Therefore, I plan to resign my seat in Congress effective at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on April 14th, 2026. I will work with my staff in the coming days to ensure they are able, in my absence, to serve the needs of the good people of the 14th Congressional District. Signed sincerely, Eric Swalwell.
So it is official. Eric Swalwell is no longer a member of Congress. He resigned effective today. We also have embattled Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez, also handed in his resignation letter. It's effective at midnight tonight, Eastern Time. Gonzalez was under investigation by the House Ethics Committee for having a relationship with a former senior aide in his congressional office. So there's a lot happening already this afternoon. Stay with us here on KRON 4. We'll keep you updated.
Okay. This is really kind of unheard of.
They didn't, one second, they didn't say that the person he had that affair with committed suicide. I don't know why. That
Which
must
one?
been,
Which one? Which one? Which one? Which congressperson are you referring to?
Not Swalwell.
that was the Spick.
Todd. That is so ignorant to say.
Oh, I thought you said somebody's name.
Told you that
It wasn't Swalwell. It was the other one. I don't know their name.
Yeah, what if you mean Gonzalez, Congressman Tony Gonzalez?
Yeah, I didn't know the
what if
name.
Somebody said that N-word, cousin Todd.
No, it was totally different. White people,
yes,
white people made up these terms to describe you and Stephen and Keith.
No, it was
I'm
the
just
Jewish
using it.
people. It was the Jewish people that did that. To keep everybody divided. They wanted to divide the white and the black people. That's what the Jewish people have done for centuries.
So Keith,
They were involved in the Civil War and the slave trade.
Congressman Swalwell. What is that? Okay.
Sounds like someone's getting tased. My money's on Todd.
Put each one on you.
That's Keith.
Yes.
I'm gonna knock everyone's off. Okay, everyone's on mute. Keith.
He's not
where
here.
are you?
Keith, where are you? We're to do now.
All right, so we're almost out of time. Quickly, let's start with Stephen, then Aguna, then cousin Todd on the resigning of the congressman. Stephen, we haven't seen this in a long time.
Yeah, Stacey, if you show me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
Go ahead.
I know Swalwell's been a bad guy for a very long time, so I'm not really concerned about him. I don't know the other guy. I know Swalwell had a Chinese spy that he was dating with, a little Chinese honey pot, little honey chicken, whatever you want to call it. So I never
Allegedly,
had any respect for him anyway.
allegedly, we don't know
I
this.
don't think it was allegedly. I don't think it was allegedly. I think it's a fact, but I'm not going to argue about that because I'm asking for your grace. And we got sidetracked with the question with Keith, and we were on a really good subject before with Melania, and we didn't get to jump into that. So if you just give me 30 seconds, let me jump back into that real quick. Melania has a friend for 20 years. I don't know if y'all know this. And she came out and she said, I'm going to destroy you, Melania, and your pedophile husband, Donald Trump, because she had a battle, a custody battle with somebody that's great friends with Trump, and he's in his administration. I can't think of the guy's name, but they're best buddies. Well, she said they deported her and they took her kid. I don't know if y'all know this, and he took her kid and took it away from her. So she said, all bets are off now. I've known you for 20 years. I know everything about Epstein with you. I know Epstein with your husband, and we're going to blow this up. That's why Melania came out. Donald Trump didn't even know about it. She said, I'm going to blow you up. And that's what it's all about right now with her. So
Okay.
that's a really big deal right now.
That's your opinion, and it's allegedly.
No, it's not my opinion. It's a fact. No, I have no opinions. I have facts, Stacey. I don't have an. I just told you what had happened. That's not an opinion.
You said it's alleged.
No, that's not. But that's not an opinion. This is documented on every news station. I don't know what you watch. Do you watch? What do you watch? Cartoon Channel? I don't know.
Okay.
But everybody knows that. No, it's not my opinion. Melania and this woman for 20 years have been friends.
Okay, go ahead, Aguna.
This woman. She said, "Don't mess with this bitch."
So, bottom line of it is this.
He's so crazy.
So, yeah, there's something there. I
this?
can't confirm what Stephen just said, but there is a reason that prompted her to come out and say this. So we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, it is very
That's
interesting.
not what we're talking about.
Everybody,
we're talking about the congressman resigning. Do you see that?
Oh,
we're not talking about
yeah. So this is interesting. It's very interesting, convenient that Keith has left, because Keith will tell you that it's always the Republicans or the people on the right that have to like answer the public opinion when it comes to like scandals.
It was last week.
And so you think about, I think, not to get into conspiracy theories, but I think this is a play by the Democrats to throw Sewell under the bus in order to clear up the field in California. Because right now the field was so diluted for governor that the top two Republican candidates, because of the divided vote, may have in fact got the top two slots in their primary, because it's an open primary across the board, and the top two get to run for governor. And because there are so many Democrats in the race, there was actually a strong chance that both Republicans, if not one, win the top two. So you get the front runner out of the race, which was Sewell, right? And so what happens is now you have, you force the Democrats in California to coalesce around the other candidates that are available. And then you get Sewell out of Congress. And because the way the Democrats have been doing so well in elections, special elections and things like that, the fact that Sewell resigned puts the pressure on the other two Republicans that were under scandal to resign as well in Congress. And if they have special elections, there is a high chance that some of the Democrats that are going to run against them in their district, similar to what happened in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district earlier this month, they may trend well, if not win those seats even prior to the midterm. So I think it was a strategic play by the Democrats to get Sewell out of there so they can position themselves and put the pressure on Republicans in Congress to resign and to move on. Because prior to this, Gonzalez was not going to resign. He had sex with a staffer. She ended up committing suicide, and it went away. Nobody was talking about it. Now that Sewell had this scandal, not only did he drop out of the governor's race, he dropped out of Congress. So now everyone's looking at the Republicans like, hey, okay, you got these two Republicans.
Okay, Cousin Todd,
under scrutiny, for extramarital affairs and all those type of things. Now the pressure's on them to resign, and that's exactly what happened. Now you better believe that Sewell in California is going to be replaced by a Democrat. You can't guarantee that the Republican that replaces Gonzalez is going to. They may not win that special election. So you're going to see going into the fall, there's a very tight margin in the House already. You have one or two Republican congressmen resigning. You may have, they may be positioned to win the midterms before the midterm.
Okay, thank you. We're out of time. You can't keep talking for the next hour, Guna. Sorry.
Sure.
Yes, he could. He could easily.
Well, I'm sorry. It's over your heads.
Let me play this. This will be our round table.
It's the tense moment between a Texas judge and an IT worker going viral.
You get out of my courtroom.
This clip shows Harris County Judge Nathan Milleron moving aside to allow the IT staffer to help with a computer issue.
5 seconds. 1 second. You don't have to go far.
The technician quickly resolves the issue and makes light of it.
False alarm? No, it wasn't a false alarm. False negative.
But Judge Milleron doesn't find it funny.
Don't joke around. I'm serious about this. It was happening. I understand. I'm just saying I can't see it, sir. We're good. Thank you. Get out of my courtroom.
After telling the staffer to get out of his courtroom, the judge can be seen commenting to himself.
Sick and tired of this today.
Milleron, who was elected in 2024, commented overnight on Facebook saying, "The video has been edited, right?" But he did not elaborate any further. A state commission oversees judicial conduct and says available records has not mentioned, but he may have already been tried in the court of public opinion.
If he's rude to the staffers like that, I can only imagine how he's speaking to the parties that come to his court.
A living, breathing abuse of authority.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Okay, this is our roundtable. We're out of time. We're out of time. We're going to start with Cousin Todd because you wanted to talk about that in particular, and then you can add in stuff to Congressman, Cousin Todd.
Yeah, that just is typical how judges act and treat people. They think they're above the law and they think they're kings. And he said, "Get out of my courtroom." My courtroom? When did you pay for that courtroom? I think we pay for that courtroom, not you, you dumb black loogie. And this is why some judges find themselves on the bad side of people's opinions. And I can remember a judge, his son was killed. They went to their house and shot whoever opened the door. And it was this judge's son. You just can't do that. You have to remember these people are human. And how dare you? And for him to do that, this is what I always think about when these white boys do this kind of a thing. Had you been outside at a party, at a supermarket, you would never talk to that black boy like that because he would crack your jaw. And I think you know that. But you think you're protected because you're in that building. You can't live there.
Okay, thank you. Keith.
Well, the way Todd talked, it seemed like he was talking to a black man. But anyway, at least you can't make it a race issue.
What?
Todd will make anything a race issue. So anyway, big
the guy
deal.
Was black. The guy was black.
What?
The guy was black.
He didn't look black to me.
I can't believe that. I thought he was white.
Wait, Terry, Stacey, you want to show that again? Well, okay, never mind.
Look.
It's really not
I
even
can't
that
deal with it.
It wasn't even that important.
How to make anything a race issue?
This is nothing. This is nothing. You got to have a thicker skin than that.
All right, wait a minute. Who was black? It wasn't the judge was white, right? Are y'all saying the other guy's black? Because I'm with Keith 100% on this. I didn't think the guy was black. I thought he was just.
He was. The IT
Can
guy.
you show it? Keith asked, can you please show it again, Stacey?
So that we can change our opinion. Go ahead.
No,
show
it's
your
nothing. No opinion's going to change. I don't care either way. But hey, Todd, that is the judge's courtroom. When you're in that courtroom, that is the judge's courtroom, and that's the way it is. I guess you ain't been in too many courtrooms. But when you're in that courtroom, that is the judge's courtroom, and he can hold you in contempt if you burp the wrong way.
You've been brainwashed to believe that's his courtroom. That's your
No,
courtroom.
I haven't. No, I haven't. No, it is his courtroom.
In your mind,
they have way too much power, man.
Wait,
You're not going to show it, Stacey? Maybe I can. Yeah. I'll look it up. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, wait a minute. I thought that was a white dude.
Don't joke around.
That nappy hair.
Dude, I got nappy hair, man. What you talking about?
We're good. Thank you. Get out of my courtroom.
I thought it was white. I'm with you, Keith. I'm thinking white, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's a white dude.
Yeah,
No, he
maybe a lot of
may be Hispanic.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Maybe he's a white Hispanic. I don't know, man. But he's white. He's white as the damn judge. So I call him white. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta be careful dealing with judges. They can be pretty testy. I'm not saying.
Yeah. You got, because that is their courtroom, right? Aguna, you agree with me, right?
Yeah, and so again, the guy made a little remark like that. That can set a judge off. Now, mind you, they're the law, and there's a certain decorum you have to do in court. So you can't really. It's almost like you're on a college campus and you have a professor, and you call the professor by his first name.
Right.
A professor will go off on you if you're a student. You know, and it's not, you can call it a guided complex, but it's also part of the decorum of the court.
It's just decorum. You're right.
You don't.
It's just decorum.
Yeah. So I mean, some judges take that seriously.
Just a minute.
Yeah, especially if they're having a bad day. If they're having a bad day, they just got a divorce.
You're talking about guys that see the scum of the earth a lot of times and dealing with all kind of murderers and child. And then you're over there joking around the courtroom. And again, if it's an IT issue, that's messing him in his mind. That's messing up the way that the progress of you're messing up the law. Basically.
Okay, but Aguna, can you get specific?
He's in a bad mood because of that anyway.
Steve. You sound like Stephen and Keith. Let's get specific. What did he say? He said false alarm, period.
No, he didn't say anything that should irritate anybody, but a judge is extra special.
Let me be devil's advocate. You're a judge and you have a docket and you're walking through your docket and you see something that is a potential IT issue.
Yes.
That maybe in the past has interrupted your court and all this other stuff.
Oh my God.
So now this guy comes in here and says false alarm.
No.
Even like
just wait, Aguna, because you don't know what you're talking about. You sound like Keith and Stephen. He said, wait, don't go far. Wait a minute. You don't have to go far.
You're telling the judge what to do in this court. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Steve.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, but the judge said he had a problem, but the guy that checked it said there's no problem. And he made the judge feel small. And that's what happened.
Well, he said false alarm, so you're basically calling the judge, hey, you're making a big deal.
Yeah, you're making him feel small.
There's too much talking and you don't know what's happening.
How can you hear with all that contraption around your head?
So anyway, what happened was the judge was getting ready to leave and go into another room. He said, oh, no. Don't go far. Wait a minute. There we go. It was a false alarm. There, it's working. It was a false alarm. No, it wasn't a false alarm. He just was silly. He was telling him, no, it was a false alarm. That's not against you. I'm just saying it was a false alarm. It's okay now. No, it wasn't a false alarm. It really happened.
Right. The judge was a jerk. Absolutely.
But again, the judge could have been having a bad whatever.
You
but at
thought,
the same time,
you thought the problem was bigger than
you got to walk
was.
on eggshells, man. You got to walk on eggshells around judges and professors and stuff.
Look.
You thought the problem was bigger than it was.
Most judges, you cannot joke around in their courtroom at all.
Right. It's their courtroom, Todd. Todd doesn't understand it's their courtroom.
No,
I mean, I am the law.
It is.
It is like, and there's a certain decorum you can't conduct yourself.
Yeah, I don't like it either, Todd, but it's their courtroom.
It
is
not. You know?
It is.
Out of time. Thank you.
He talks to the lawyers the same way. Lawyers go in there. You know, they don't joke around with the judge a lot of times unless they have a very understood relationship. And the judge can flip on them on a drop of a dime as well.
Yeah, and the judge can get his head bashed in.
No, he can't.
To our first responders in our communities, you make our lives livable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To the women and men for all of the U.S. military, for all that you do in sacrificing your lives so that we are free to say whatever we choose on the show. While you're out there over in the Middle East, we are forever indebted to you. On behalf of Aguna, the voice of reason, Stephen, the independent thinker, Keith, the constitutional conservative. I don't know where in the world he went, and my cousin Todd. I'm waiting for a comment from Aguna. He kept talking the whole show, and I said, "Cousin Todd." Todd said nothing.
Todd. Next time you decide to get beat up by the Tooth Fairy, don't come on the show. Take a day off or something, man. Hey, this is like the Mummy Returns, like Keith was saying. And then
Todd, I don't want to get in your business, but Todd, I hope you're okay, man. It looks terrible.
Let me finish. So I'm
That's a hell of a
Stacey
headache.
Johnson. I'm Stacey Johnson. Let's keep this conversation going on Facebook, X, Twitch, Stephanie Stallworth's The Flow Television Network. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like us on Instagram and follow us, and like and follow us on TikTok. And on TikTok, we are at Sporlitiks.com. Thank you very much for joining us. We are the longest running sports and politics only podcast. We'll see you next week. Good night.
You look horrible.
God, is that just an outfit to be funny?
You don't come on here like that.
Is that just to be funny? Because I really was feeling bad for you the whole show. I was like, dude, you look like Revolutionary War.
He got something going on with his jaw. He done talked so much trash that his jaw fell off.
He just did it to play around. Good grief, man.
That's not funny, Todd.
I know. That's like a soldier. That's like a non-soldier wearing a soldier's outfit around, man. You're acting like a patient.
You don't do stuff like that, Todd. You're so insensitive.
I really thought something was wrong with you, dude. No, I still do.
There is something wrong with him.
Yeah, I still do believe something's wrong with him. But, man, you know what? I was going to wear like a robe, like a white robe and the red thing around it like Trump had. Try to be funny like that. But I was running late for the show.
Yeah. And this is.
Todd wasn't even. Golly, Todd.
Todd, this is the lowest low.
Surprise!
I'm sorry Keith isn't here to see it.
Yeah, Keith, you done.
Wow. That is so extra, man. That's so extra. I dig it, man. That's like if you go to France and they do like a show, like a fashion show. That's what you'd see. Todd walking there looking like a Revolutionary War guy playing a flute.
We didn't talk about President Trump getting McDonald's delivered today.
Oh, that's so awful.
Who said that she is doing so good because of the big, beautiful bill. And there are people in the United States who have had to pay the tax man money during this tax season, and they're not doing good because of this big, beautiful.
You got that right.
It's awful. It really is awful. And that was all staged. She's a person they bring out all the time. She's like out of central casting. And no, she really is. She's been around. She's been on different things. She's one of the people that come out. She's not a real grandma that's doing Uber, of course. Most of what the media shows us is a show. A lot of what media shows, like Todd being injured. That's your media right there. That's the epitome of what media does to you. It shows you a bunch of garbage.
That woman did not fall for Trump's tricks like you do. Trump transgender, they cut off the children. She didn't fall for that. She said,
No,
"I'm not
they
gonna
really
talk
actually
about
do
that."
that to children. I'm not falling for anything. I'm against
You're
it.
falling for it. Listen, these children have parents. Mind your business.
No, those
Your
parents should be
own
in
child.
prison for doing
Take
that to
care
their
of your
children.
own child.
Those parents should be in
Don't worry.
prison for
So
doing
what
that to
kind
their
of
children,
Republican are
encouraging their
you
children to do that.
that's
No,
none of
that's not
your
cool, man.
business? First of all, you don't know what
That
you're
goes
talking
against
about.
our creator.
That's none
You
of
don't
your
mess with
business.
children.
How would you know? You were wrong for years. You
I have not
support
been wrong for
Hamas.
years. I've been right about
You're
most
evil.
things, and I've been
You
optimistic
said-
about most
you
things.
said to me that you're evil. That's why we're going to get people like you out of this
No,
country.
if you are for little children having their nuts cut
Oh,
off and their
brother,
breasts
now
cut
he's gonna
off,
live on
then you
that.
are
Now
evil,
he's gonna-
Todd. Todd,
You
if
said
you're for
if
that, then you're
you-
evil.
You
I will call you
said
evil.
If you are not on the side of Israel and America, you're evil. You should be shot, hung, and what else did he say? Shot, hung, and tarred and feathered.
Right, but what happens when?
But
what happens when
shut
you
up. You don't
awaken?
know what
What
you're
happens when you
talking
have you awaken? Which I
No.
hope a lot more people did when we all wake
been
up.
Woke. We've been woke.
No, when Charlie Kirk
We've
was
been
killed,
woke.
when Charlie Kirk was killed,
don't
not by the
care.
little gay boy, that flipped a switch for me.
We don't care when you
No,
woke
but
up.
that's Todd.
We've
That's
been
what
woke
happens.
for
You
years,
think
and we've
it's
been
okay for
telling
little
you-
children to have their genitals cut off?
That's what he wants to
And
live
because
on.
you've been brainwashed.
Why are
I was
you so
brainwashed on
interested
the
in
other
little
side.
children's
This is what
genitals?
happens, Todd.
That's
when we
weird.
understand that you and me should get together and not let anybody brainwash us for one side, because
No,
there are no
nobody ever
sides.
brainwashed
It's a
me,
Todd.
ding-dong.
The whole world is a circle.
Oh,
And
shut
we're
up.
in the middle. The whole world's
No.
a circle, and it's a
You're
circle jerk,
two-faced.
and we're getting soaking wet.
You're two-faced, and you're.
I am not
Papa.
two-faced. I have principles, and when the people I support go against my principles, I move away from them. That is different than you. That is different than most people. I have principles. When my president says I'm not going to war, and he goes to war, I'm not with him no more.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Good night.
All right,
go ahead,
guys.
Guna. What were you going to say, Guna?
Get yourself together there, Stephen. All right?
I'm totally together. I couldn't have been in a better place than I am right now. Before I was taking sides, I was a slave. Anybody that takes a side left or right, you are a slave. Now I've always said independent thinker because I think for myself, but now I'm not on the left or the right at all. I am
you a Muslim?
totally in the middle.
How should we feel? You made us feel. You attacked
for years.
I didn't attack you. You were on line with me for a lot of stuff, Aguna.
You attacked us. You said
For
we were
years.
evil. You said all these things, and you said you love everybody, but you hate us.
I never said I hated you. I said I loved everybody, and you're part of everybody. So don't put that on me. No, I loved everybody. What I believed Israel when Israel said that they were attacked on October 7th. I know the opposite is true now. And Israel wasn't. And Israel's been conducting genocide of the Palestinian people. I didn't know that. I know it now. I know what the truth is. But a lot of people haven't gotten over that hump.
I told you years ago how the Jews are building on Palestinian land. So what? That's their land, Todd. You're evil. You're against the Jews. And
because that's what our media told us, because our media is controlled by the Jews. The Jews told me what I believe to be true. The Jews run everything, Todd. I didn't know that. Once I realized the Jews run Hollywood, they run the media, they run the politicians, they run everything, then I can't be with them. They're doing that. The Jews made us believe that the Muslims were bad people. The Muslims are good people. The Muslims are cool.
Shut up.
No, I'm not going to shut up.
This is what you said. He doesn't want.
No, I don't care what I said. I'm saying what I'm saying now. It don't matter what I said.
You said
Israel is not with us. The Muslims are. I'm with the Muslims.
Shut up.
I would move to.
This is what Stephen said. You never say anything positive about America, Todd. And now Stephen never says anything positive about America. He says we're the bad people.
I do say positive about America. Stacey, the show's not on that right now, so it's rude. It's really rude to do that to me.
Nobody can talk except
you.
you.
I mean, if we were having a conversation, she'd be putting her hand over my face right now. We're
You
not
keep
doing the show.
cutting
We're
me
just
off.
talking.
You keep
No, but
cutting
you
me
keep
off.
cutting him off, and he couldn't say
He
a word.
keeps cutting me off. We're both talking at the same time. I'm not cutting him off. He's not cutting me off.
You cut me off.
We're both talking at the same time.
Get out of here. You know what? This is why I can't
Liar,
take
liar,
him.
pants on.
I'm not. There ain't no liar. I ain't no liar. What I'm saying is we're both talking at the same time.
No, I was talking after you finished.
All you want to do is tell me what I said before. I'm telling you what I'm saying now. It doesn't matter what happened before because I know different. Like I said, if I was at a church and my wife, for 30 years, her and I got married in that church, and for 30 years, we were having our anniversary, and on the 30th year, I found out she screwed every man in that church. I no longer have the same feelings about that church or my wife.
Okay.
So when I found out new information, I had to go with that new information because you know why? Because I love everybody and I want the best for everybody. And when I found out that the best for everybody wasn't happening, when I found out the best for everybody wasn't happening, I changed the way I was seeing. It's my perception.
Said that. That's fine.
But it's my perception was off.
That's not what I'm talking about. You said when I talked about how awful America was for doing this, that, and the other, Todd, you always talk about negative. Now,
Right, because all my life we were supposed to be the greatest country in the world.
I don't care, Stephen. You're stupid if you thought that.
I'm not stupid. I believe because I want to believe. You believe a lot of crap that is stupid. You believe it's okay to have things done to people that I don't agree with. You believe in things I don't believe in. That doesn't make you stupid. We have a difference of opinion.
No, you're a
let anybody
flip-flopper.
talk. Stephen,
I'm not a flip-flopper because I stick with what's in my heart. What's in my heart is what's best for most people. I don't want children to die. I don't want children to get raped. I don't want children to suffer.
I said whenever I say something negative about America, which America is horrible.
They told me that October 7 was so horrible that the people that we have to hate, that we've hated for all these years, they told us 9/11, we have to hate these people. When they said October 7 happened, we have to hate these people, then I have to hate them because they were raping babies and cutting their heads off and pulling them out of their mothers.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm consistent. Maybe you're consistent too. You're consistent too, but I'm consistent.
You never. I'm leaving. I can't.
Your side ain't never had nobody like Trump.
Don't run, Todd. Stop.
No,
Todd, your side has never had nobody as bad as Trump. I can see that.
Stephen, you're not allowing the hurt jaw man to speak. You know he got.
Oh, does he really have a jaw problem?
He does. He can't get it. He can't even move his jaw as fast as you're talking.
How can he talk to it? All right, I'll shut up. Hey, Todd.
You're not allowing him to talk. He knows that.
Go, Todd.
No, he doesn't because I think he's mentally unstable.
I'm right.
None of this crap he's talking about Jews. All I'm talking about was when I said anything about America.
All you want to talk about is the past. Oh my God. When you ever get it out of your system, or we're going to go through this every week? Will it ever get out of your system?
This is a different thing.
I said before, hey, if I ever said anything to hurt your feeling, whatever, blah, blah, all right, we're cool. But you can't do it that, man.
So are you apologizing to Todd then for calling him?
I said it weeks ago. Weeks ago, I said, Todd, if I've ever said anything that hurt you, whatever, we're cool, man. Because I didn't have the information that I've had in the last few months. When my light went on, everything's smart.
Give Todd a kiss and tell him you're sorry.
No, I'm saying if I ever hurt him, I'm sorry. Because you know what? I was right about 90% of the time.
No, you weren't, Stephen.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
You can't say you were right about 90%.
Only thing, guess what? Because I was right about Trump, because I was a never Trumper. But then the left was so bad.
Oh, God.
And everything Trump said that he wanted to do, he did in his first term. I go with what I think is going to be best for everybody.
His son-in-law got $1 billion his first term, and you didn't mention it, but you were talking about Hunter Biden laptop.
Yeah, but Fox News, if you watch Fox News and stuff like that, they're not letting you know. That's why the news is manipulated on both
How
sides.
did we know? We knew. We all knew he got $1 billion.
Yeah, you were the only one that was like, this is wrong.
Y'all are the only ones that don't know that Melania Trump has a friend for 20 years.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm leaving. Every
All
time
right,
I
good
say
night.
something negative about the America, you're evil, Todd. You're evil. Now.
That's because we're taught our entire life to be
Stop making
pro-America.
excuses.
We
Stop
all
it.
do the pledge in
Stop
high
making
school. I mean,
excuses
all
for
through
yourself.
school.
Stop making excuses. I never thought.
I'm
the
not
way
making
you think.
excuses. I'm not making
You,
excuses.
every time I said something negative about America, you ridiculed me, you belittled me, and put me down.
You did a lot of hurtful things, Stephen.
That's exactly
You did a
right.
lot. You
And
went
so
on a lot
now,
of rants and raves.
Yeah, y'all have never said anything hurtful to me.
and so
No,
now,
not like that.
Y'all
See,
never,
now-
ever said anything hurtful to me.
we can't take responsibility.
I ain't never
for
seen y'all
nothing.
ever say, "Hey, if I've ever said anything to hurt you, apologize."
get
I've never
out of
heard.
my
I've never
face.
heard y'all do that because you know
Get
what?
out of my
You ain't
face.
got it in you because you ain't big as me.
Look at Todd
You
right
ain't
now,
big
Stephen.
as me.
No,
That's
look at
what the
Todd right
problem
now.
is.
He is
I'm a bigger person. Y'all are this big.
Look at Todd.
You are
Todd
this
is
big.
Look at Todd.
You're a little person. You can't ever say, "Hey, man, if I ever said anything or did anything, look, I apologize." No, you can't do it because you're a little person.
Like that.
Y'all got issues that you can't get over. I don't have you issues. I'm straight up and down. I'm good to go.
That right.
I'm good to go. I'm straight up and down. I'm good. I'm good to go.
Look what you done to Todd. Look what you done to Todd.
If I reduced him to tears, if I reduced him to tears, look at him.
Look at him.
I know, and he tells me I'm crazy. You know what? It takes somebody who's crazy to tell somebody they're crazy. Like it's
Nobody said you were crazy. We just said
He did.
you were mean. You done some mean.
No, he
things.
said I was nuts. He said I was crazy.
Wow.
But that's all right. We're all crazy.
Good night.
If you're not crazy now, you can't survive the world.
Good night.
All right, guys. Good night.